We are back. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy, James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen this video. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Mrs. Best. She's a real trooper, y'all. She is coming to me fighting the flu, y'all.
It's
I,
okay.
and I am
I'm so
so
proud
proud
of
of her because I felt bad. I was like, oh my goodness, I might not give y'all this video this week because, you know, my
There's
girl's
nothing else
sick.
to do. Belle Collective
Was our
Entertainment
only show, yeah.
is our
Was our
only
own,
show.
yeah. So we hope everyone had a great Merry Christmas. We definitely did on my side. Mrs. Best, did you have a good Christmas?
As good as it could be with influenza type A.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah,
I had
yeah,
some fun. Yummy.
absolutely. Well, before we go in there, you guys, I want to thank all of my new subscribers. I had four this week, I believe.
You
Five.
did. I was looking at that.
Yes, I thank you guys so much. Actually, one of the subscribers actually commented a lot on the channel. Really enjoying the content, giving us some, also some little backstory on her life and everything. And we, want to stretch out the hands of prayer. You'll get through it, but we appreciate your view. We appreciate you interacting with us, everybody. We appreciate everyone interacting because we are growing our channels. So that was a good, thing to look into. Let's see if I can get to 100 before the year is over. Anything is possible, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share the channel to all your friends.
Yes. Yes. Tell several friends.
Yes. So y'all saw the story. This is Belle Collective, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we begin the episode where the last episode left off at JJ and Gucci's little barbecue that they were at. And the girls were confronting Tambra on the whole excluding Aikisha out of the group thing. That comes up once again. And at this point, I'm over it because I don't really care. She's there now. So what does that even matter at this point? Like, why do y'all want to keep bringing this up? Personally, I really do believe that it was Marie and Letitia behind all this. I do not believe that Tambra said it. And once again, why are y'all allowing me to defend Tambra? This is absolutely crazy to me that y'all are really out here wanting me to defend Tambra this whole season. Tambra, I'm on your side. I may have called you out, may have said some heinous things about you and your hair, but what I'm gonna say about you now is that I'm on your side with this one. I don't believe you did it. What do you believe, Mrs. Best?
I don't believe anything that comes out of fraudulent Letitia and former felon Marie's mouth. I just don't. She expects us to believe that her
Former
ass.
felon allegedly, Marie. Don't be coming after me. Former felon allegedly.
Well, she could come after me because I got time. The Marie was. I just don't like Marie. She's a bad person. Her BBL looks terrible. Just entirely forgot about the thighs. I don't trust anything that comes out of a person's mouth who expects us to believe that thing is real. So, Tambra is annoying. Tambra, in certain situations, the way she handles conflicts is like she doesn't really handle it. She avoids or shuts down. And I think that's why people don't like her. And her wigs do look heavy, but she's not mean. I think that Marie and Letitia are mean. So Gucci can have a mean streak. Even Latrice can kind of have that mean streak. Uh, Aikisha and Tambra, they're like, why are you here? But they're not mean like the rest of these
Yeah,
ladies.
so far I don't have a problem with Aikisha and Tambra. Can't believe I'm defending her. So Tambra calls out and calls the girls out and said, Latrice said that y'all had an alliance. And I believe that. I believe they had an alliance because in my spirit, I believe that Letitia was intimidated by Aikisha coming in saying she's the real Queen of Jackson and she can get Fair Street up and running. I believe that Letitia was intimidated by that. And I do think that the alliance was formed based on that, and that's where they got this whole Mean Girl thing. It was, and then it's where the colorism comes in. So it's all uniform, y'all. It really is. So sorry, I actually believe Tambra. Sorry.
Mm.
So in terms of that, Marie feels like, well, this is what she said. You know what it is, Tambra. I do feel like I owe you an apology. So, if I hurt you, Tambra, I really do apologize because that's not, you know, anything I want. I don't want to hurt you. And it was like, huh? Wait, if I hurt you? I said, Marie,
If
n-
you're sorry and you're going to apologize, that means that you understand that you've done something wrong. So whether I think Marie was trying to be sneaky and manipulative with how she apologized, but at the end of the day, you have admitted you're wrong, which proves what Tambra's alleging. So I didn't understand why she I don't know. Marie irritates my soul. She just does.
she irritates mine too, which is why at this point, um, it's like, this is my problem with Marie. This is my problem. So aside from Letitia last season bringing her homegirl over there to say that she is, messing around with Demond, then here you go and meet up with Tambra's ex, the one that she has the restraining order against. It's like, you hurt this lady and then violated her privacy by meeting up with somebody who she has legal paperwork on. It's like, no. If you hurt her, that is the ultimate betrayal because you're supposed to be her friend. And you're coming across as like somebody who is making headways to hurt this lady. And I can't
Marie
subscribe to
and
that.
Letitia are nobody's friend. Marie, Letitia, and So Gucci on this show, I don't think have the ability to have genuine relationships with the people on the cast. That's why I think Belle Collective kind of needs a cast shakeup. The shit that Marie, Gucci, and Letitia have done to the other women, and then how they handle it, how they're always somehow the victims in their own mind, especially Letitia, like it makes it to where the other cast members gonna stop dealing with you, and we're gonna need other people there because you guys just don't have the ability to not be messy to points of like crossing personal boundaries, professional. If this was a regular job, this would be considered harassment or a
Exactly.
hostile work environment.
Tamara
Like,
would have an HR case, most
wait,
definitely.
yep.
Yes, most definitely she would. But before I continue further, I cannot go any further without acknowledging my other girl here, Shayna MCD. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. She does excellent reviews. I watched her all day today at work because I slept on a few of her recaps. I'm sorry. But I caught up today. So I'm there and I'm gonna make sure I comment next time. I just got a little busy. That was all. But y'all go subscribe to her channel. She is amazing. I'll make sure to put her information in my description box next recap so that way y'all know to go subscribe to her too. We love when YouTubers are out here trying to get it. She has a great following and there's more to come, I'm sure. So let's
Black
make sure we
content creators need to unite and not compete against each other, especially on
absolutely,
YouTube. So
because there's
go
money for all of
support.
us to eat. So that's what I'm saying. DDG, where you at with your 9 million followers? To come on and share one of our channels and stop playing with us. I had to call it out because I just learned that today. I didn't know he had that many followers, but yeah, come on. Yeah, yes. But anyways, back to the recap, y'all. So Tambra accepts the apology, which I wouldn't have. I would have called out exactly what she did and say, I'm not accepting your apology. But Tambra likes to keep the peace. She's also pregnant. So that's also bad juju when you're going back and forth with an evil spirit like that. So, yes, we're going to go ahead and just accept this apology. And here go Sophia Shantae and Gucci all in the confession. It was given fake. If you didn't want to accept her apology, you shouldn't have did it, Tambra. And I said,
Can we get to her saying? Because I
we,
feel like
we,
I can't even comment on anything that Gucci says until we can.
We gonna get there. Trust me. She gonna get some in this recap. But I had to point that out because that pissed me off. Because it was like, baby, when we look at the term fake, your picture is sitting right there
You
next
and
to the
them
definition.
dentures.
Exactly. Do not
Yes.
do this today. We did not call for you because Tamara may be a lot of things, but she ain't giving fake right now. She did
No.
it to keep the peace because she's pregnant, but you don't know that at this point. So of course you're gonna say it's fake. Ugh, just she get on my nerves. I'm telling you, I don't know why. I'm so glad they didn't show her this much this season because she would have worked my nerves this season.
Nobody like her.
Yeah,
I haven't met one person who's like a huge So Gucci fan. I haven't. I'd
Yeah.
love to meet you if you are. So maybe you can show me the good in her because I don't
Yeah,
see.
you actually could come on, watch your mouth review. Anybody and a real one, don't be trying to get up on here. If there is some real Sophia Shante So Gucci fans out there that really can give me a good definition of why you like her, you are welcome to come on my channel for 2 minutes and state your piece of why you think.
Because we don't get it.
Because we don't get it. I don't understand it. Moving on. JJ and Willie compete in the rib cook off. And I was first off, I was looking at Willie's ribs and I said,
No, shame on everybody's ribs.
yeah.
Because how y'all from the South and you done your ribs that way? I don't understand that. My family from the South. Let me tell you one thing I can count on. I don't even eat pork, just so everybody knows, but I will when I'm in the South. I'll eat some pork. Them ribs, everybody's ribs. Willie's looked fake and store bought. Them little St. Louis ribs that's already cooked that you see in the grocery store.
Mhm.
That's what it looked like
Yeah.
he got. And then the other ones just look burnt to a crisp. Like I like, my hot dog maybe a little bit charred, my hot link, but them ribs was burnt. They said they smelled like lighter fluid and all types of shit. People was chewing forever.
Are we really surprised though? Like, are we really? Because I'm not surprised at all. Let me tell y'all, I'm not surprised to Willie ain't from the South. I knew those ribs would be suspicious.
No,
I
she is
looked,
so right because New
yes,
Yorkers. I've been to New York. I know people who stay there. No shade. They came barbecue. I gone to some of the soul food restaurants in Brooklyn, Harlem, all that. This shit, they think it's not good. They don't.
right. But and you know what's funny about that is that I thought that same thing. I said, "Damn, Willie, why would you challenge somebody? Even though JJ's ribs didn't look any better, but why would you challenge someone in this type of event if you really don't know what you're doing and your ribs look like you got them from Walmart's, little shelf over there where they sell all the prepared food. That's what that looked like to me. But that's neither here nor there. So, hey, if y'all liked it, I loved it because he ended up winning the little thing. And I said,
They weren't
y'all,
burnt.
well,
There's
I
only
get
so
it.
much meat on a rib, so I'm offended when people fuck up ribs. There's not a lot of meat to a rib, and even if there is, it's like one of the easier things to cook. Like, just please don't mess up my ribs. My heart just
Hmm.
hurts.
Mine too. Yeah, exactly. Because that's one of my favorite things. So yes, y'all mess up some ribs. That's what will not allow me to come to your house ever again for barbecue. You say, James, am I going to barbecue? Be like, oh, okay, well, I'll make the next
Bumblebee.
one. I'll make the next one. Thank you. So, y'all, the next thing, Tambra is hosting this Women's Empowerment Award event where she's honoring entrepreneurs. And what was interesting about this event, because I was beyond shocked about this when I actually heard it, that Tambra actually honored a woman who bought the whole block of Church Street. Now, when I pulled it up on the map, I was like, so how close is Church Street to Ferris Street? So, y'all, let's do a little bit of sharing the screen because I need to understand something right here, Akeisha. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map here. So the lady bought all of this street right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is Fair Street right here in the middle. This lady bought this entire street right here. It's not that long and it's not that big. Now, I will show y'all pictures, but it's because it's dilapidated as hell. But I was confused by this because what would make this street available, but Akeisha can't buy the entire block of Fair Street? What do you think is going on here, Mrs. Best? Because I was flabbergasted by this.
I think what's going on is, as they showed on the show, there are lots of people who care about Ferris Street and want to do something to help it. I think the ones who actually care are going to put forth the initiative and they're actually going to make waves. Uh, Oftentimes, being affiliated with television, especially reality TV, is not a good thing to people in politics. It's not a good thing to private, like Mississippi. Jackson doesn't even report their crime statistics publicly, for those who are unsure of that. So Mississippi in general as a state and how they handle like streets being bought, historic properties and things, they're notorious for not wanting stuff to be public. I just don't think the city wants anything to do with Keisha or Letitia. I primarily think with Aikisha, she probably tried to use maybe her publicity, the publicity from her name, her husband's name, and stuff like that, versus leaning into more of like the I come from here, I care, I'm a businesswoman. With Letitia, I don't blame them for avoiding her because she'd have Ferris Street looking like a cheap brunch with Party Center City rentals. So, I think Letitia just lacks professionalism. I can't really take her seriously as a businesswoman.
Well, considering her first season, that she really was up in them city halls trying to buy this with the, grandmama church wig she had on. Of course, we gonna look at that and laugh and say, "No, ma'am, we not
But it's
doing this
just
with
the
you."
way she's handled herself writing a book about side chicks. I just think Letitia, she just doesn't give professional. I'm not saying she's not an entrepreneur. I'm not trying to rain on her parade or the good that she has done, but you can do good in a way. Like my channel, if y'all check out my channel, it's a little bit ghetto. It is what it is, but I'm not out here trying to cry. I'm a professional. I need to buy this property. I don't think Letitia ever wanted to buy Ferris Street with like
I don't think she could. I don't think
genuine intentions. I feel like she just did it for the show.
I don't
That's
think
how
she
I
could buy it,
feel.
even if either or reasoning. I don't think she could afford it. I really don't. I really feel in my spirit, and y'all can get on me all y'all want about this. I know her backstory. I know that Letitia is actually a bail bondsman, and I know they make a whole lot of money. I'm not stupid or ignorant to that. I get that. But
Oh,
we're talking about,
bondsman.
yeah,
No,
she's a whole bail bondsman. Yeah. They actually just announced that on a blog not that long ago that she's a whole bail bondsman. And
Letitia.
Letitia. Yeah. Why she's not bringing that element on the show, because there's not very many black women in that profession. So why she didn't bring that element to the show was weird to me. And for those of y'all say, well, maybe she can't because the contract, it's all like, no, 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 no.
Maybe because she
We
like
had
some
Dog the
black
Bounty
folk will
Hunter
look
on a
at
whole
her.
show for 8
That's
seasons.
different though. I think there's like more of a stigma in the black community when, people work as bail bondsmen and stuff. Maybe people look at her like an op or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't see an issue with it,
She's
but
getting people out of jail, and if they do what they're supposed to do, they'll
yeah,
stay
but
out of
not
jail.
everybody does what they're
Right.
supposed
No,
to do. And then
I
she got
get
to
where you
come
I get
find them ass.
but that ain't her fault though if they don't do what they're supposed to do and go to court like they're supposed to. That's not their fault. I mean, that's not her fault. But
This is
I would have loved to have seen that element of her in that case one, but we will never see it because she's not gonna put it
she
on the show.
keeps doing. I just don't understand Aikisha's entrepreneurship. I also don't understand, not Aikisha, Letitia. Too many Ishas. My God. Let's get creative
Okay.
with names, please.
Yeah.
But no, I don't understand Letitia's entrepreneurship or what she's trying to do. I agree with Shauna. I thought she was just a housewife too.
Same
So
here. That shocked me when they said that she was a bail bondsman. I was like, that was the last thing that I would have thought she was. She gives me like deacon at the church. She gives me librarian on Saturdays when nobody up in there. She gives me that. She doesn't give me bail bondsman, but maybe she's tough like that. Maybe she got an inner Beth, rest in peace. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I get what you're saying. She doesn't give me full entrepreneur, and neither does Aikisha for the most part. I
no.
think, but what I did hear about Aikisha and Ferris Street, the last update I heard is that she did buy more buildings on that street as of now. I've heard they caught on fire, allegedly. But, I've heard some things about her buying more buildings. Someone actually sent that to me. So I was like, oh, okay. So she is trying to make
Aikisha, I think, wants to do stuff, but I think that I think they just both need to not speak about what they're trying to do so
right.
publicly. Don't share your business ventures and deals until there's at least something signed on a dotted line, because you never know what could be turned down. But I feel like Aikisha will eventually be able to get something done with the street. It does seem important to her. She's got the connections, the education. Letitia, I don't think we'll ever hear her trying to do anything with that again. And that's okay, because I don't think that she's the right person to do anything with that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with that 100%. But moving on from there, because we've been saying too much time on Letitia, she ain't worth my energy like that. So Tampa and Akeisha have a sidebar, and they bring up the baby because she's, Tambra is going to have a gender reveal, and Latrice kind of sneaks up to the table, and they change the subject, and they asked her where was she at Gucci's barbecue, and Latrice felt blindsided because she said apparently she wasn't invited, and they didn't know that. Well, I guess they did know that because Gucci did say it, but I don't remember if Tambra had got there. I think Akeisha was there, but I don't remember if Tambra got there yet when Gucci said it. So, you know, Latrice kind of brushes it off, and I was like, I don't know why you would be bothered about going to Gucci's party. Like, it was
Her
nothing.
goofy ass husband.
Yeah,
Like
like
you
there
like
was nothing.
JJ because he's entertaining and stuff, but like I can't imagine being married to somebody who is on 10 and behaves like they're on stage 24/7. I couldn't do it. I'd be tired. Like nigga, go sit
Yeah, he
down.
would. Yeah, he would exhaust me real quick. It'd be
Yeah.
like, look,
He
look.
seems so nice though. Great dad, but
Like you and your plats, go sit down somewhere. I'm not gonna play with you today.
I want to
So
cut
yeah,
his hair so bad.
girl, me too. I'll tell you that.
Just want
I
to
don't see.
yank
I don't see
him.
how Gucci do it, but I guess
I
she can't
mean,
talk because I don't know what's up under her hair, so I can't talk. So she probably can't talk. So let me go ahead and move on. So Akeisha goes to Tambra's cousin's house, and they talk about the spring fling, which is the you know kind of the overall ram of what the event will be leading into Tambra's gender reveal. So she pretty much tells Aisha that she's only inviting three of the Bells, which will be her, Latrice, and Gucci. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Because why invite Marie? She's not gonna be supportive, and she with that bullshit. And why invite Letitia when she was the one that had that best friend that a couple seasons, or was the last season or 2 seasons ago, that was talking about she used to be with Damon and she was still with them while he was with Tambra. So no, it didn't make any sense to invite them too, and I'm glad she didn't.
I think that's what the cast needs to start doing. Like, especially Latrice. Like, it's good to be open and invite people to stuff and try to be the bigger person, but being the bigger person is smart when you're not putting yourself at risk. And inviting those ladies
Yes.
puts you at risk. I was surprised she even invited Gucci because Gucci is their like little chihuahua. So
I'm surprised. I was surprised by that too, but I guess she really hasn't done anything that has been seen at that point. So I would say, okay, well, there is no reason not to invite her. So until then, I guess she would get the invite. So moving on from there, JJ and Gucci at their house with Gucci's grandbaby, the one her daughter had. And JJ is bad because he lost the little rib, Willie's little dried up, Walmart ribs that he had up in there. He was like, it was already prepared. All you do is have to put them on the grill, just warm them up. And it was like, sir, it is not that serious. Did y'all have money on this or something? Like, what is the big deal? Like, I'm so confused.
because they have nothing really else to fucking talk about this
That is,
like there's nothing else that they give other than complaining about his ex. What do
which I
they
was about to get to.
talk
Let me get to that. I'm gonna turn you loose. I promise you. 'Cause I know you're gonna go in. So, Letitia had brought up at the barbecue that she feels that JJ is still in love with Selena, and so Gucci asked him, "Are you still in love with Selena?" And I'm just like, why ask the question that you already know the answer to, that will make you look ridiculous, and that the public will not believe because we know he's going to deny it?
Why are you using his ex-wife as a storyline when you are so fucking intimidated by the bitch that you're filing false police reports, Sophia? That's what I want to know. So you don't want to film with her. You don't want her to be friends with any of the other Bells. This is your show, yada, 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 all of that. But all you do is talk about her. This lady ain't posting about Gucci. She ain't commenting on Gucci. She is not thinking about Gucci. She is living her life away from the show. She ain't commenting on JJ. None of it. So why are you talking about her? Especially asking a dumbass question like that to your nigga, sis. Like, I don't understand how you could look at your husband, your current husband, and ask him if he's in love with somebody that he done been divorced and not with for over a decade. What is going on? I just don't understand.
Yeah, because then she mentions, when Bring It was on, how she had to sit in the cut and they had to basically look like they were still together. And it was like,
They did not look. I watched Bring It season. I watched every season. I love that show because I used to dance professionally. So I love a show like that. Let me tell y'all this for who did not watch that show. The show is about the dance team, the Dancing Dolls, which Miss D had in Mississippi. There's a bunch of girls who are talented. Their parents were there. Now, earlier in the show, Selena came in and kind of stole the show because her daughter Sunjay was a dancer and she had a lot of growth and she did grow and become, she got the discipline that she needed. Selena was the one who was there. We did not see JJ on the show Bring It until they were multiple seasons in, because then he started to come around more and all of that. So he wasn't as involved in that show as they like to make it seem. The show was about the girls dancing, their performances, Miss D, the teacher, and there was Brittany, one of the girls' moms, Kayla's mom, and then there was Selena, JJ's ex-wife, and all of that. They were not together. She made it very clear they weren't together on that show. And so Gucci's daughter didn't fucking dance. She wasn't on the team. She was never around. So yeah, you had to sit your narrow black ass in the background, bitch, because they weren't your kids and it wasn't about you. It was about someone else's children. And based on what the children say during that time, you were treating them a certain type of way. So I think so Gucci just has a jealous mentality. She was probably jealous of the fact that his kids was getting noticed and he has to be around the baby daddy. Where's So Gucci's baby daddy? Where he at?
I was just gonna ask that. Where is that baby's father?
Like, people can break up and co-parent, which I think
Right.
JJ and Selena have done a pretty good job at.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the only issue in their co-parenting is Gucci. So, you know.
I'm gonna say this because what I did not like about that scene is that you're trying to make another woman responsible for why your marriage is crumbling. If it is crumbling, I don't know. But that's what it seems like to me. It seems like you have an insecurity because she was the one that got away. He wasn't ready to divorce her yet. So I just think that you still feel triggered by that. And instead of you dealing with it and seeking help about it, you're trying to make her fully responsible and trying to make it seem like it's all her that wants to be with him. And I feel like that is sad because she doesn't come off that way at all. Now, she did do a little, jab at you when y'all got into that fight, but I don't feel like what she said was untrue. I feel like you are second to her. Absolutely.
That's the mother of his children.
Right.
You will never be the same in that capacity. And this isn't just the normal, oh, that's my baby daddy. He actually married this woman. So when you get with somebody who has kids, sorry, y'all, I got a cough drop. I'm struggling. But when you get with somebody and they have kids with someone else, you hope that there's no baby mama, baby daddy drama. Why is this lady making a problem? How dare she make the lady a problem? And then you wonder why the kids don't like you, but you call the police on their fucking mama.
I'm just saying.
You don't want her to
We're just
film, but
saying the
you want to talk
obvious.
about her publicly. I would love if Selena would serve her with a cease and desist. Like,
Me
you,
too.
come on.
Yeah, because it's not making sense. No matter how you splice it, it doesn't make sense. So moving on from there, we then go over to Tambra's little event that she's having that everybody's confused about what they're actually doing there. It's called the Spring Fling. So Aikisha shows up. Demond is there. Demond, it's Demond. The way she says his name is like, oh my God. I'm like, Tambra, you
I
and
think in
your
her head, she just wanted the baby. Tambra needs to remember, based on how she's been acting, that's his child too. He has rights. Like, I just, the way that she be acting, I'm like, you could tell this person about the pregnancy, but he can't. You like
right. How you gonna give him stipulations when
talk about,
like
oh, it's my body. That's what's wrong with you bitches. That's why y'all be alone looking for husbands at 54. That's exactly why. Compromise.
what?
It's
Shit,
true.
I'm rubbing off on her because I say that about Tambra all the time. Tambra 102, leave it to be. But anyways, so JJ and Gucci show up, and then Latrice shows up as well. And as they're going to the event, they're all gathered around. They're not sure why they're there. Then Tambra very sneakily announces that she is pregnant, that this is her gender reveal. Now, Latrice was feeling the type of way at first because Akeisha already knew that Tambra was pregnant. And I was like, at first, I actually agreed with that. I was like, why didn't she tell Latrice first instead of Akeisha? But I have to remember, Tambra and Akeisha have a long history. Their families know each other. There's history there. So when I thought about it from that point, I was like, Latrice, you getting mad over nothing.
They've known each other since high school.
Yeah, it's
I,
like,
I
come on.
would I would go with someone that long before I go with Latrice. I don't have an issue with Latrice, but you know,
She kind of made me mad right there because it was like, okay, now you grasping at straws
it's not
now.
about you. Just
Yeah,
celebrate your friend.
exactly. So Akeisha, Latrice, and Gucci were at a table together, and Latrice makes this little comment. She goes, "Oh, Akeisha, I'm just gonna tell you all my secrets because you don't tell nobody." And it was like, here you go. Just shut up and eat. Now I was like, now, at that point, she was getting on my nerves. And Akeisha's like, no, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell Willie that Tamara was pregnant because I know how serious this is. And we're like, exactly. It's not like Tamara was having an affair or Tamara was doing this or Tamara running up her credit card and can't pay money. I was like, no, this was something that she wanted to keep near and dear to her. So, she did that. And Gucci then doubles down on the shit. And I'm like, well, damn. She goes, yeah, Akeisha, you got me and Latrice sitting at a table together. And it was like, now where the fuck? Now Gucci.
Gucci's gonna pick this thing with Latrice that she just acted like she was over prior season because now that she's filed this paperwork or whatever against Selena, I think she just wants to talk about and have a beef with whoever. Because I don't like how Gucci did
I
that.
agree with that. And it's going to be revealed at the end of this review here. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But what I'm going to say about that whole thing with Gucci is giving you're jealous at this point. It's giving you're jealous because if you and her put y'all issues to the side, why are you bringing them back up? And why are you making it seem like you still have a problem with this lady? And it's like,
because
even
Maria
Latrice was kind of blindsided. She was like, Latrice was like, I thought we squashed it. Like, why are we still having issues? So Latrice was all like, well, right now, just take the time and the place. Let's do lunch or dinner or something, and we can talk about it there. And they both agreed to do that, which I was like, good, because why is y'all starting at this lady's event? Like, y'all shouldn't even be talking about this. So we we have it revealed that Tambra's having a little girl, which we already knew because she had the baby around Thanksgiving time. We already knew that. It was funny when Latrice was in her confession talking about she gonna have a little tambourine, and I said, Tambra, that's the perfect name to give your baby, tambourine, because it just sticks. I don't know why, but that would be so cute to name your baby. I know that's not what she named her, but I don't even know what she named the baby. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. So now we get to the last scene. Oh, yeah, and also Damon didn't look too happy that it was a little girl in that confessional. Saw that, Damon. It's okay. Try again. Maybe not with Tamper, but somebody else. Because I don't foresee them being together. I just don't. I see them
No,
on
I
a party.
encourage Damon to make sure he has a good attorney. I feel like she just used us so she could get a baby, but that's personal. Because
Which is
just a second ago, last season, you needed space and a break in the form of a whole apartment across town away from this man. Now suddenly you're pregnant. So, I mean, I guess do what you got to do, but
Mhm.
make sure you realize that children would love to know their mother and father, Tambra.
I agree. So
Mhm.
y'all, moving on from there, we then go to Gucci and Latrice's meetup. They, go to lunch. Latrice orders her some lettuce, being messy, but if Gucci didn't put that shit in her mouth, I said, well, damn. She know you well enough to know you like lettuce. Okay.
Did you see Gucci's little Keller Williams, her little work outfit?
No, and that's why I didn't. I saw it, but I'm not gonna mention it on my channel because I don't believe it.
No. I'm just like, Is that why we can't see you working? Because you work for a big company and they probably don't want their employees just
I don't believe she worked for them.
you don't think she works for them?
No, I don't. Keller Williams verified that Sophia Shante, whatever her last name is, works for y'all. Don't shut my mouth. Because if I pulled up on LinkedIn and I don't see that on any of her resume, then I'm going to be upset.
I mean, JJ is the one who's been the breadwinner and has the company and had the
I
money.
right. I don't believe, as I said, until I see otherwise, and I'm willing to be wrong with this, and I'm willing to say, but allegedly, because this is my channel, I have to protect myself. I don't believe that she does that kind of real estate. I don't believe it. I believe she does property management. I do. That I can believe because that's not hard to get into. So that I will believe. That's different than real estate. But until then, that was cute to wear that. But yeah, I noticed it. I just not gonna acknowledge it on the channel. But Latrice brings up that she's invited Gucci to a few events and Gucci has not shown up. And this circles back to Gucci bringing up Latrice's hair launch event, whatever that shit was. And she said that I just think it's messy that you invite Selena there and then all of a sudden a fight breaks out. I need you to be accountable.
Oh, the fight that you started. She tried to say
Yep.
hello to her. She tried to be polite. You ignored that woman in front of her, spoke to her child, and ignored her. And then when she tried to talk to you about it, you poked and prodded, and then you provoked her. And then when the bitch finally bit back, now you want to cry wolf. And you want to talk about accountability when you've had none. If you had accountability, your dumb ass and your dentures wouldn't have filed a police report claiming that someone has assaulted you after you quite literally asked for it.
Let's not be mistaken. Sophia Shante Gucci walked up into this event with an attitude. And like Mrs. Best said, ignore the lady. Then when the lady addressed her and said that she was second best to her, Gucci threw down her glasses, pushed whoever that was out of the way. I think it was Aisha or somebody out of the way and charged at her.
And then
But
cried about getting charged back. You
yes,
threatened this woman.
and somehow that's Latrice's fault. I must have missed that episode, that part in the episode, y'all. So did Latrice say, "Come on, Selena, come on, let's hit her. Come on, let's fight. Come on." Did she do that? Did she go over to Gucci and be like, "Oh, Gucci, Selena talking about you, girl. She said you second best to
So
JJ."
Gucci
Did she
owes
do that?
Latrice an apology for coming to her public event and acting that way. And that's that
Absolutely.
simple. Your issues with, and I was glad Latrice finally like stood up for herself
Me
properly and
too.
said, that's your family shit. She didn't comment on it. She didn't, that's your stuff. I have nothing to do with that. You owe Latrice an apology. And if you're not going to give her an apology to stop pretending to have an issue and trying to work back up bad issues and stuff, you're doing that because of Letitia and Marie.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
More
Because
so Marie than anything, but I feel like she is doing that to form alliances with them other two, which I feel like that's the wrong thing to do. Because I feel like it's only gonna be a matter of time before somebody new comes on the show and changes the whole dynamic where those two are gonna be on the outs. I
yeah,
see it already happen. I know how Carlos works. That's exactly what's about to happen. He's gonna bring another woman in that's gonna be way popular than anybody on the show, and she's going to align with Latrice and Tambra, and then Akeisha's going to join over there for collateral damage if she stays on the show.
I want
Yeah,
Marie to go though, because I remember months ago we were talking about how Marie was on social media and in the Belle Collective Facebook group. They were speaking about how Marie was on social media telling people Tambra's pregnant, Tambra's pregnant, Tambra's pregnant. Fast forward months later, now watching this, I'm thinking in my head, Marie's evil ass is probably telling people Tambra's pregnant because she's mad that she didn't get to be at the filmed gender reveal or something. She has to go. This Marie lady, she's destructive. I think Marie and Soguchi have to go because you
I
one.
agree. They have my vote. They should go. I don't feel like they bring anything to the show. The mama thing with Marie, I get it. Like she, pointed that out. I feel like with Gucci, Selena has been the storyline this entire time. So I
Yeah.
don't really feel like even having divulge in that. What else is going on? Show us real estate.
She
Where's
can't.
your where is your inner Egypt Sherrod at? Shout out to Egypt Sherrod, who I love. That is my girl. I watch her on HGTV all the time. So shout out to her. Where is that, Sophia, Chante, Gucci? Where is
Or
that?
your personal trainer. Instead of putting on a
Yeah.
workout outfit, a bad wig, and your dentures, why don't you like
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do what Phaedra did and create a booty workout video or something? I don't know. Just do something else. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you and I'm sick of Marie. Letitia, she just gonna be there to work my nerves. I really don't. You know what's funny is that I don't like particularly like anybody on this cast per se. I don't dislike a lot of them, but I don't. None of them are like, oh my god, like I have to watch her. She's a star. She's this. She's that. All of them really are mediocre and tired, and it's like I can't watch this show because it's giving a whole Tubi movie reality show. It just really is. It's so boring. And I don't feel like this was the dynamic. And it's given how Love and Marriage Huntsville was originally about these entrepreneur black people who were trying to build development housing for lower income people. And then it turned into cheating scandals and babies out of marriages and things like that. Bell Collective is doing the same thing where we were trying to revitalize a historic monument in Black history, and it ended up turning to people's infidelities and babies and all this kind of bullshit.
listen?
So it's
Carlos
like,
King is
yes,
only interested in drama. Carlos King does not represent, in my opinion, Black excellence. Every show that he has, in my opinion, and I know some people feel this way, they look cheap compared to other reality shows. The editing is trash. The cast members are allowed to do and treat each other in ways that are just entirely not appropriate for anybody being forced to work together. And now he's just doing messy interviews because outside of Own, who's wanting to work with him. So I just, this show could have been something great. Even in Black excellence and all types of excellence, there's going to be, people who have their their flaws and their issues. No human is perfect and things of that nature. But the things that happen sometimes on this show, I'm just like, okay, this is a bit much, especially coming from a bunch of old ladies. Like,
right.
y'all too
Yeah.
old for this. But so Gucci's definitely annoyed the shit out of me with her. First of all, I didn't like how she look. I wear braids all the time, style them. I didn't understand what was going on with her outfit. And then secondly, you don't get to continue starting shit with this lady and then walk away when she tell you the truth or what you don't want to hear.
Right. And that's what I was gonna say. She get up and walk away from the table when Latrice was like, "Oh, I didn't really know. I don't really know you. I know her." And it was given yep, and that's how she should feel.
Yeah.
So, in terms that was the whole episode, y'all. Wasn't it? And wasn't too much going on. I don't want to talk about nothing else because there's nothing else that happened. That was it. There was
The
nothing else
reunion, there
going.
will be a reunion though. My
I did see that.
my DVR was telling me. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
and I'm gonna try to find reunion looks. Maybe next week we'll go over the reunion looks, and you know how I do on my channel, y'all. We rate their looks before we see it aired to see who gave, who didn't, and we'll see what happens there. I'm not gonna do Love and Marriage DC. I'm not gonna do it. So it's because the Love and Marriage is franchise. After Detroit, I felt like I didn't like the depiction. I didn't. And Love and Marriage DC does that exact same thing where they depict certain people in different lights, and I do not like it. I think people should be their authentic selves. And y'all know I don't do Love and Marriage Huntsville because y'all Martell Holt lady friends up in here or lady fans of his. Y'all go crazy over that man, and I don't understand why. So I will
They're
not do
probably
that.
single because why would you go crazy over a man that promises to cheat, make kids, and then act like he's the one who's been harmed?
There y'all have it. So that's my thoughts exactly. But that was it, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. I don't know if because there's no Salt Lake City this week. Um, I know there's no Beverly Hills. Basketball Wives.
No, Basketball Wives won't be back till the 8th. Pretty much the only show that's going to be here is Belle Collective.
Yep. So in terms of that, y'all, that's it for this week. We are trying to make sure we stay consistent. I still have to read the first chapter of my book, Fraternity Row the Pledge. I'm going to try to see if I can do it this week. I don't know if I will, but we'll see what happens. So be on the lookout for that. And if you have not bought my book, I will leave a link in my description box for it or on my community page. Probably my community page because I'm probably going to forget to do that here. But I will put a link to buy my book. The first chapter is free. So if you don't buy the book in time, that if you join me on my live and read and get, you actually can go to Google, type in Fraternity Row the Pledge by me, James Jackson. The first 48 pages are free. And that's definitely covering the first chapter. So we can all read that together and we will see the dialogue. And then I'll even give y'all in another live a sneak peek of the second Fraternity Row book. You're not going to want to miss that. That is an exclusive to y'all. I'm not going to do it anywhere else. So make sure you guys come on my live. So we are excited about that. Thank you so much once again. Subscribe to both channels, me and Mrs. Best. We are growing our channels. We are trying to make partner. We are trying to do this. And as I said, DDG, share my channel because I know you got the following. Somebody gonna like me. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call him out like that. I just wanted to help black people help black people. If I had 6 million followers on YouTube or 6 million subscribers on YouTube, I'd be trying to find every YouTuber I could to make sure they eat just as much as I do. That's how we all win, you guys. That is how we all win when we all come together and try to, make sure we all eat before YouTube changes their policies. That's all I'm saying. There we go, y'all. See y'all soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.